All right, so I'm just going to push record. Welcome to our team training and inspiration tonight. We're going to get some work done tonight. We're also going to help kind of steer you guys in the direction of what you should be focusing on for the last, 30 hours or so of the month, the last 30 hours of 2019. Can you guys believe that a whole nother year has gone by? I have such a hard time believing that. And also, I'm just really, really excited for 2020. I think that everybody has had ups and downs in 2019. And when I think about life, I just really have always felt that that's the way that life is. That's the way life is. That's the way business is. That's the way relationships are, up and down. And when we stop freaking out about things being up and down, and when we realize that that's kind of the nature in life, that things will happen, people will come and go, situations will happen. You know, tonight Christy Jax's little one is sick, and so really sick, and so she can't be on the call. And you know what? Kids get sick, people get sick, things happen, and so life goes up and down, and your business will ebb and flow as well. But what I have learned is that the one thing that can remain the same is that you can stay constant. You can stay constant in your belief, you can stay constant in your faith, and you can stay constant in your activities and your actions. You cannot control everything. There is no such thing as certainty. And so whether or not things will go exactly the way you want them to go, the one thing that you can control and that you can always be proud of is the effort and the work that you put into what you are doing to end the month and what you're doing to start next month. And so I want you to basically end this month and go into 2020 feeling like, wow, I did an incredible job. I did everything I could do, because for me, that helps me to maintain my sense of dignity, my pride, and just like I take pride in my work. And I know you guys do too, because you want to take good care of your team members and your ambassadors. So I just wanted to share that little thought about ending the year and going into 2020. I am excited that we have some really fun things going on over in our ball drop group. Now, there have been some questions that have come up, and so I want to just kind of address those to help you guys. What we do in that group, if there's any confusion at all, is you can put potentials in there, but you can also put people you're reactivating, people that are just getting started again, because things like our Nike giveaways for getting registered for the Renew You Challenge, that's open to anybody that you're restarting. You get their package of products reordered, you get them registered, awesome. Have them comment, they're entered into that. You get somebody that signs up with a 99 or a 199 Renew You pack, awesome. Get them entered in there, every single person. That is going all the way through 11:59 tomorrow night. 3 pairs of custom Nikes will be given away to people that register, okay? So make sure you get yourself registered and you get everybody registered. The other thing that I'm still getting some confusion with people about with the Renew You Challenge is some people still think they have to go in and purchase an entire combo pack. They made a change and an exception to the original rule, which was that you had to purchase the Renew You combo. And I purchased a couple of those, which is fine because I'm going to use all those products. But if you already had an order process, or you have an ambassador that already had an order process, and maybe they had a triplex and 1 bag of lean and 1 bag of active in that order, if they log back in and they just order 1 bottle of Metaburn, 1 more bag of lean, any flavor they want, and 1 bag of active, they have satisfied their requirement. They don't have to order an entire another combo. Now, what you're going to want to do, though, is help them set up their subscription for next month for a Renew You combo that qualifies. Because I don't know if you guys noticed, but when I added up the wholesale cost of the products in the Renew You Essentials pack, it's $32 savings over a la carte ordering those items, even as a wholesale ambassador. And so you want to point out those savings to your ambassadors that, you know what, you should really change your subscription to be this Renew You Essentials combo instead of a la carte ordering your triplex, ordering separate bags of lean. You save $32 this way. So let's always be looking out for people. You can choose whatever version of Slim. People can take whatever version of Slim they want to take to be in the challenge, whatever flavor of lean. And then the 2 actives. So let me go over it really quick what it is. You must have 1 bag of Slim, either type, 2 bags of lean, any type, 2 bags of active, and 1 Metaburn, okay? In the combo, I don't believe there's a drop down to select the slim right now. I think that's something that they're working on possibly changing for next month so that we can do that on the combos. Okay. All right. So hopefully that clears it up. And then really to register for the Renew You Challenge, it's not that difficult. You're going to have to remind your people tonight when you get off this call and tomorrow morning, like, hey, just a reminder, snap that picture really quick. Just, upload it. It's like, it's short to do. They can do it right from the homepage, Plexus Worldwide. There's a button they can click, or you can search on your team page in the search bar for Renew You. There are posts that have the link that people click on to get registered. Maybe for you, you might have to do like a little something special to get them registered. But guys, that's why we're doing the Nike giveaway. We're already doing it for you. So have your people get entered into that. Other than that, when we do the giveaways in that group and they're for a short period of time, just know that they do have to get their order in within that period of time, and they need to make sure they comment. We're not going to be looking in our virtual office to see who joined because we don't have a timestamp that way. We have to go by who comments in the comments. So be ready for some more fun stuff tomorrow. We still have our bath salts and our candle giveaway through 11 p.m. tonight to help people de-stress from the new year. What should you focus on right now? Okay. Yes, Nicole, the picture has to be uploaded before the new year or it does not count for the watch. So you need to check in with all of your people and make sure that they did that. Okay. What should you be focusing on? Honestly, it depends on what your primary goal is. What is your primary goal? Do you really want to re-rank? Are you going for a certain point goal? Are you trying to rank for the first time? Are you working on developing 2 silvers? Are you wanting to earn Kona, which is getting, your personal enrollments, some silvers? It really depends on what your goal is. But my goal every single month is to get as many products into as many people's hands that can help them. And when I do that, my points automatically grow. So my goal is always point growth because I know as my points grow, I'm getting more products into people's hands. Points grow in a couple different ways. Right now, it's either a 99 or a 199 welcome pack. You get points either of those. It's reactivating people and getting them into the Renew You Challenge. And by virtue of doing that and then getting them to click and register and upload their picture, you're going to end up earning a watch anyways. And so I think some people are like, well, one or the other, I can only focus on one. No, they go hand in hand. If you have a goal to grow by 50 points by tomorrow and you have a goal to earn the watch, your goal is to get 4 people to order. That's 20 of your 50 points. Get them registered, and then you're looking for 30 other points. Where can those 30 points come from? Do you have somebody you're helping to develop to silver? Do you have somebody that is trying to re-rank gold? Do you have somebody that's going for super silver for the first time? Do you have a couple of potentials that have been on the fence? How are you going to close those people and get them started? So it really, to me, is never an item.
Amazon
for you. About me at this point, like you just.
Sorry, I muted the wrong person. I muted the wrong person. I'm sorry.
It's okay. But if you don't know that about me yet, you just need to get to know me, right, Sonia? Like for me, it's like never an either or. It's like, how can I make it all work? And when you sit down and you think about how you can make it all work and the puzzle pieces come together, it's beautiful because you see all of these incredible gifts that Plexus has given us. It's not confusing, it's opportunity. It's not confusing, it's opportunity. They've given you the opportunity to get 4 orders in, which gives you 20 points. And when you do that, you get a watch. Get 8 orders in, you get 40 points. Get 12 orders in, you get 60 points, right? I hope I'm adding right. Like that's how your brain is thinking. And then you're thinking, okay, well, maybe my people aren't really interested in the Renew You Challenge, but they love the CBD oil. Okay, great. As long as they have 150 PV, they get free CBD oil. CBD oil is not cheap. I think sometimes we kind of take that promo for granted, but that is a huge gift. So we also have that gift that they've given us. Oh, wait, and there's another gift. Okay, so maybe you have people that are like pregnant and they're not going to do the Renew You Challenge, or they're nursing like exclusively. They're not going to do the Renew You, or they have some special condition. No problem. They get $15 off a $99 welcome pack or $30 off a $199 welcome pack. That's another way to grow your points. There's just always a way. And I think with the perspective, who's been here 4 years? Put a 1 in the comments if you've been here 4 years with me. Couple of you. Emily. Some of you are coming up on 4 years. How about 3 years?
I'm the only OG who's listening to the call right now.
3 years. Who's been with us 3 years? Kirsten, Sonia, 3 years. Good. So we got a couple of you, Chris, Janelle. We got people that have been with us 3 years. Melissa. Guys, when you started, did they give away any prizes like this? No. Like guys, free products that are like $60 or $70 products?
From the time that I joined until 6 months later, there was one incentive that Plexus offered, and it was $5 off the Mega X in March of that year. That's all we got. That was it.
Yes.
No, enroll 3, get this prize. No iPads. No, I mean, there was literally nothing.
Yeah. So it reminds me sometimes of, if you read scriptures, it reminds me sometimes of how in the times of prosperity, people take things for granted. And we forget the struggle that it took to get there. Sometimes we become little spoiled brats and we're like, oh my gosh, this is so confusing. I'm so overwhelmed. And I don't mean to be making fun of any of you guys. I say that with a lot of love in my heart. But at the same time, I want to say, please, like if you would have given me these incentives, I would have gone diamond in 6 months. Okay? So always look at this as possibilities. Weave the puzzle together. It takes time to sit down, though, right? It does. I mean, it takes time to sit down and thoughtfully, I've got my list. Here's my list right here. People I've highlighted. I'm old school. I got lists like that. I've got lists, and I'm going through those lists, and I'm checking them off and putting my stars and following up. Like, this is a part of my job, though. This is a part of how I take care of people. The people that don't do any of this stuff are in it for themselves. That's not you. You're not in it for yourself. I wouldn't sit down and do all of this if I just cared about myself. I'd just be off doing whatever I wanted to do. But I know we have an incredible challenge. I know that the majority of people are spending money on health products right now. I want them to spend money with Plexus. I want them to do the challenge. I want to have a winner from our team. I want to see people transform their life. I want to see people get free CBD. I want to see people get their perks. I want, like, all of these things. I want to see people take advantage of these things. And so that's your job right now. You have 30 hours to make a miracle happen. And if you tell me something is not possible, I will just laugh in your face, because anything is possible. Anything is possible. It just depends on how, yes, Katie, you're winning the 10K. I love it. It just depends on how bad you want it. And I was listening to a podcast the other day, and somebody was saying, well, I mean, I really, really want to be successful, and I really want to have this amazing business. And it wasn't network marketing. I really want to have this amazing business, and I have all these ideas, and it's incredible. But I also like, how do I balance that with my family and my friends and having all the time with them and stuff? And he's like, well, you just decide what you want, and you decide how you're going to manage your time. And if you say you want to be emerald in 6 months, you have to understand that that's going to take more work, and that's going to take more hours, and there's going to be a temporary sacrifice. And if you're not willing to do that, you have to accept that things are going to take a longer amount of time, and you can't beat yourself up for that, or you can't say it doesn't work, or you can't be upset. You have to accept the fact that I'm only willing to work an hour a day. And if that's what you're willing to work, awesome, that's fine. But don't blame your rate of progress on things being confusing. Don't blame your rate of progress on that it just doesn't work. Don't blame your rate of progress on anything except for the fact that you have 1 hour a day and you had an unrealistic time frame for where you wanted to be. You will still make progress, but you can't make that monumental progress that you want to make in that amount of time. And that there's no judgment attached to that, because if that's what you want to do, great, just own it and say, you know what? I want to work 1 hour a day. This is what I'm going to get. But if you are hungry and you want something different and you want change, you're going to figure out how to wake up a little earlier, how to stay up a little bit later, how to take that 2 hours at nap time and just like crush it. I had a 2.5 hour nap time today and I was like, yes, they're sleeping good today. I'm just going, going, going. You just figure out how to fit it in. But I just have been thinking a lot about that, and thinking about the other saying I've been thinking about, which I don't know if I said this already a million times, is nobody can do it for you. And quite honestly, nobody wants to do it for you. Like, we want it for you, and some of you we've linked arms with, and we've pulled along and we've nurtured and we've helped you, and you're coming up against this wall and you're the only one that can climb over that wall. I can't do it for you. Your leader can't do it for you. And we don't have the energy to do it for you. We don't have the bandwidth to do it for you. The only person that can get over that wall is you. But once you get over that wall, you are like home free. And nobody can do it for you. And nobody wants to do it for you. They love you. They want it for you, but they don't want to do it for you. You can do this, whatever it is you want to do. So that's what I wanted to share tonight, headed into the New Year's, that I am so 100% fired up about 2020. I'm really fired up about just being honest with you. And just, I think, Emily, to just being honest with you, telling you, like, listen, this is what it takes. It's worth it. It's awesome. It's hard, but ooh, the hard is so good. Like, that is what builds character. That is what builds grit. That is what you go through, the refiner's fire in this business, and you just become unstoppable. This is what I have right here. Be all in, be fierce, be passionate, be faithful, be relentless, be gritty, be kind. Those are my words. What are your words? Write down your words before the end of the year, or when the clock strikes midnight. Write down your words and live by those words this year. Be kind to yourself. Be a little more gritty. Be relentless in the pursuit of excellence in what you want. Have faith. Stop doubting all the time. Doubting. It's a choice. Choose faith. Be passionate always, and be fierce. Be all in the time you have. It doesn't have to be all consuming all your life. It's not for us. You can ask my family that's been here what we've been doing these last couple of weeks. I still sponsored 4 people. I'm all in the time I have, but not all the time. Guys, you can make 2020 incredible. And it is just my huge prayer that you will do so. And Emily is going to lead us in, she's going to share some thoughts, and she's going to lead us in some work. We're going to get down to a little bit of work tonight to help you end the month.
I love Brooke Hemingway. That was amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that, Brooke. You've got me all fired up. I'm ready to just go get it. So I hope you guys, I know you guys are feeling all the same way too. One of the things I want to talk about is that when you are a leader and you are a businesswoman, or you are a friend helping your friends and family, however you see yourself in this business, there are things that are going to always be messy, right? Because relationships are messy. Good ones, bad ones, all of them. And so over the years of doing this business, you are going to see different relationships in your life and different relationships in your team struggle. And the beautiful part about this is that we all have the choice to forgive each other and to just move forward despite all of our weaknesses and differences. And so I hope that in this next year, that if you've ever struggled with anyone on your team, in your upline, a sideline person, wherever that may be, that you will to resolve those things, to have forgiveness, to let down your ego and your pride, because it's always playing into things, whatever it happens in any relationship, our own ego and pride always affects the outcome of what happens, right? And I can promise you that when you make those choices and those decisions, that you will have greater happiness in your life and in your business when you take care of those things and you resolve those differences. And it's so much more fun when you do. So that's my little bit of wisdom to share with you tonight, is to, excuse my language, and mute it if the kids are around, but get over your damn self and fix your relationships, because everyone in your whole life will benefit around you better when you do. So, spoken from experience. Okay.
From experience with her and me. And we're not ashamed to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Get over all the things you have with your downline, your upline, your sideline, and just move together.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much more powerful.
It's just, that is what we're supposed to do here, right? We can't all be perfect all the time, and we can't have perfect relationships all the time, but we can strive for resolution and forgiveness, and just deciding to move forward in spite of all of it. And just like anything that is really beautiful in life, it's earned with blood, sweat, and tears. And so I hope that you will see that not everything is perfect all the time, everywhere, but that you can always move forward and choose to resolve. And New Year's resolutions, you know what I'm saying? It's such a good time of year to recognize that and own that and make changes in your life, because life is too short to carry around bitterness and anger and hold grudges. So, okay. So that being said, what I want to do with everyone for the next 10 to 15 minutes is I want you to scroll through your messenger, and I want you to find a message that you are stuck in right now. Somebody who you just can't get off the fence, or you've messaged them, they've seen it, they haven't responded, something that you feel like you just can't figure out what to say next, or they've responded back, but you don't know how to answer them, or you did answer them, but it didn't go the way you wanted. I want you to raise your hand in the chat, and I'm going to pick people to put on the hot seat, and we're going to do a question and answer live. This is something that that I love to do with my team, and so we're going to do one right now. So find a message and then raise your hand, and then I'm going to coach you, and everyone's going to benefit from watching you be coached, because they're going to see that they do the same thing, or they're going to do that in the future and they're going to need help. So Lori Matthews, you get to be first because you raised your hand first. You can unmute yourself, and I want you to describe the situation that you're in and give me as much information as you think I need to help you.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. So I basically just messaged someone right this moment as I was on starting this call. I asked her to do the challenge with me. She said she has already lost some weight, but I just kind of asked her what her health goals were. And she's been doing a low carb diet. I'm just trying to remember because I can't quite get there to my message because I'm just on my phone. But anyway, and when I asked her what her goals were, she said she'd like to have more energy and be able to keep the weight off that she's lost. And then she kind of explained some stressors that she's had in her life, and kind of opened up to me about some personal stuff. So I just kind of said to her that I was sorry about what she went through, and that I felt like, you know, we have what it would take to help her with her energy and help her keep her weight off, and that we even have that probiotics have been found to help with stress, and we have a good one that's been proven with the right strains to help with that too. But that's kind of where we're at right now. I've had so many messages I sent today, and a lot of people who are not interested, or they say, oh, that sounds fascinating, but then when I tell them, you know, give them a little bit more about it, or they say, you know, I'd like some more details, I don't hear from them.
So so the message that you're going back and forth with right now, the first girl that you brought up,
Right.
She is going back and forth with you and is having a conversation, right?
Yes.
Yes. And you feel like that conversation is stuck, or would you rather look at a conversation that's stuck?
I probably should, sorry, that was just the first one that came to my mind. One that's stuck. Sorry, gosh, I probably shouldn't have raised my hand yet. I've had so many people
that are just stuck because you've given them pricing, you've given them, is there one in particular that you can think of?
Okay, I do have one.
Okay.
That I'm thinking of. She was ready to sign up, and I was having a hard time. She wanted to do it for her daughter. Her daughter's 18. Mm-hmm. So I said she is old enough, and she would like her daughter to be able to lose some weight. They bought a sample box. Her daughter really liked the products that were in there, but she was at school when I was talking to the mom. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, let's get her in this Renew You challenge. I showed her the things. Money is not an object with her. Okay. But she just wasn't sure what her daughter would want to do. So she wanted to wait for her daughter to come home from school and talk to her. And that's been over a week. And now I can't get her to commit one way or another. Now she's thinking, oh, I don't know if I want to do something if my daughter's not going to commit. Mm-hmm. I said, well, originally you wanted to try the products for yourself. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's like, I have company, I've got this, I've got that, and I don't see your messages in time. And mm-hmm. So with her, just maybe trying to show her the value that she would benefit from the products, because she has food sensitivities. Mm-hmm. She's saying she can't use dairy, she can't use gluten, or there was one more thing, it might have been sugar. And I said, these products will be good for you. They will help you heal your gut so that maybe some of those things don't bother you if it's a true sensitivity. Mm-hmm. Also, I've tried to talk to her about it, but now she's like, I've got company. And
okay, so
is that a better one maybe?
If I were in your situation and I wanted to send an additional follow-up message, I might say something like this. And if you want to, it's okay if you need to go to your messenger and you want to pull up that message, we can write this together. And I'll put it in the chat here. But I would just say something like, hey, so I know that you're so busy with company and the holidays. It's such fun time of year. I love it. But I was thinking about you today and how I really don't want you to miss out on the $30 off sale that's going on right now. I know your daughter might not be committed yet. However, if we ordered a $1.99 pack for you, it would come with enough product for you to share for 2 weeks. You would get the benefit of the $30 off coupon. and she would get to test drive the products with you. At the end of the 2 weeks, you could order more product for yourself and decide if she was ready to order more for herself. It would only take about 10 minutes for me to put your order in. Does that sound good? So that's the message that I would send if I were in your shoes. Now you can adapt it to sound like something you would say. You could copy and paste that directly to your message. But I feel like that is going to overcome a lot of her objections.
It's perfect. I would say something like that. I just didn't think about it.
Good. Well, I hope she orders from it, right? Then you've
Me
done
too.
all you can. You've
Yes.
sent the follow-up message. You've put the ball in her court. And if she's not ready, then she's not ready. And that's okay.
Yes.
But at least you've kind of had that touch point. Okay.
That's perfect.
Good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so now we're going to ask Kimberly. Is it Hallinan? Is that how you say your name? Kimberly?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, good. Okay. What message can I help you with?
Well, I think you kind of answered it. Let me see here. Oh, hold on, I have a little sticky. Hi. Yeah, I have one gal, and she has been wanting to sign up for 3 months, and has made like many appointments with me, a couple to waste my time, and then another the other night, and then like an hour before she said, oh, I can't do it now. So I leaned in and said, well, and I sent her a voice message saying, hey, you have a lot of excuses. You have a lot of things going on. And I kind of want to get to the root of this, what's really going on, and just kind of laid it out flat. And she said, oh, it's financial. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay. But then yesterday, when I'm out with family visiting, she messaged me saying, okay, now I'm ready. So I've heard it, like 10 times or so. So I said, great. Because I've already walked her through it before. I didn't have time right then. So I sent her the link and the code, and it sounded like she was going in there, and then she didn't do it. So I checked in today, and she said, oh, now I have my grandkids over and my sister's moving. So it's like this cycle of excuses. So I was kind of getting from what you were just talking about. And I think part of me though is like, just almost wanting to I feel like when I used to be a wedding photographer, sometimes I would add on to brides the pain in the ass charge. So I don't want to, I'm almost to the point where I'm like, I just don't want to deal with it, but I would love for her to get these products. How would you handle that?
So, I mean, obviously when I have somebody that's really impulsively going back and forth like that, and it sounds like it was out of your control, and sometimes we just don't have control over that. But the second that they say that they're ready, I'm like, great, are you free right now? And I get them on the phone and sign them up in that minute. And even if it means like that I have to walk out of something really
important. So I've done that for her twice, and then during that talk she stops. So
out of it. And so what I was going to add to that is that what oftentimes happens because I do that is they weren't ready, and then they end up either calling and canceling or returning, or they don't stick with it. So I don't think it's such a bad thing that you didn't catch her in that moment, right? But what I would do at this point is I would sort of take it back a little bit. I would sort of take it back, because sometimes when you take something away from someone, they realize, oh, they really do want it. Like, for example, I was in love with Sean, but I wanted to date other people. And so he, being the genius that he is, said, okay, well, I have a date on Saturday that I'm going to go to. And I was like, oh, excuse me. No, you don't. And we were engaged 2 weeks later, right? Yeah. Because it was like, I saw what I was about to lose. And because I was losing it, it helped me to see that I really did want it, So in this situation, let's write a message to her. Okay, so let's say, hey, so I know you've gone back and forth about being ready to try Plexus. And I just want you to know that I totally respect that and want you to be ready when the timing is right. I hate to see you miss out on this $30 off coupon because I'm such a deal type of girl. But I know that is just not enticing enough for you. There might be a lot of things that you'll have to try before you find out that this is the right one. And there might be a lot of things that you'll have to try before you find out, I don't want to sound condescending, before you end up being ready for this. Let's see. So I know you've gone back and forth about being ready to try Plexus, and I just want you to know that I totally respect that you want to be, totally respect that and want you to be ready when the timing is right. I hate to see you miss out on our $30 off coupon because I'm such a deal type of girl, but I know that is just not enticing enough for you right now. There might be a lot of things that you'll have to try before you end up being ready for this. And when the timing is right, it will be here for you. Happy New Year. I don't know, like, it's not pushy, it's not direct, it's not are you ready, it's not push, 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 but it's also reminding her what's there. And maybe you're like certain parts about that message, but you don't like some parts, so change it. I don't know her personality well enough to know what her pain points are.
No, I think this will be great. I really don't know her personally. A lot of the people I've been getting lately are strangers.
Yeah.
But I like to talk to them direct, and this is kind of exactly what I was talking to my husband about, but didn't know how to. I think if I were to write it, I would have gotten too emotional because I'm like,
And
so.
the thing is that the minute that you become emotional and you start insulting someone or making them feel judged or you're condescending or whatever, like that's why I went back and changed it, because the minute that you do that, you lose trust.
That's why I haven't written her directly like this
and you
yet,
make them feel uncomfortable. And people, you know the saying, people don't always remember what you say, but they always remember the way you made them feel. And in our business, that decides whether they sign up or not. And what we're seeing more and more is that decides if they sign up with you or someone else. Right. So, so I think that's really, really important, is to do a message that are, So let me read it one more time. Hey, so I know you've gone back and forth about being ready to try Plexus, and I just want you to know that I totally respect that and want you to be ready when the timing is right. I hate to see you miss out on this $30 off coupon because I'm such a deal type of girl, but I know that is just not enticing enough for you right now. There might be a lot of things that you'll have to try before you end up being ready for this, and when the timing is right, it will be here for you. Happy New Year. So you're literally like taking the ball and you're like, pass, and walking off the court, right? You're not leaving the room. You're just passing the ball and you're going to sit on the sideline. But you're doing it in a really respectful way that's not manipulative, because that's so important, right? Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, Julie Suazo, you're up next. Am I saying your name right? I know, like, we're friends and I should know how to say your name, but am I saying that right, Julie?
Yes, you are right.
Well, praise the Lord. Okay.
Hi everyone, I look super fancy today.
Oh, you looking gorgeous.
Thank you. Okay, so I have a girl that got really, really interested in all of the collagen pictures because why wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
And through like talking to her about those, found out that she's been just losing hair and things like that because of hormone and thyroid issues. So we talked forever and ever and ever and ever, and she committed to a 3-day challenge, picked it up super late, finally did it. It wasn't really active in the group, which was all fine. And then this might have even been around Black Friday. I posted and just said, hey, this deal's going on. It'd be so awesome. Oh, I love you so much. Done. Thanks. And then now it's like, there's not a back and forth communication by any means. It's really more like, just like the last couple things that I've sent her is like, hey, this new sale's going on. This is what I would suggest you get for your body with the problems that you're having. I really think these would help, and things like that. And then just even checking in with her on her collagen and things like that. But now it's like almost to just ghosted.
Okay. So we need to make her feel like you care about her for more than Plexus, right? Because obviously the Plexus follow-ups she's not feeling comfortable, or there's something that she's uncomfortable about responding back to you.
Okay.
So we've got to get to the bottom of that, because we have to improve the friendship before we can work on the rest of it, right?
Yeah.
So I might say something like, hey, just wanted to check in as a friend because I've noticed that you haven't wanted to talk back and forth about Plexus in a while. Is everything going okay with you? I just wanted to make sure.
Just that is
Just
perfect.
Just that. You know what I mean?
The first part of our conversation where it was like so awesome was exactly that. Like, we grew up together, but she's much older than me. So we don't have like a super strong established relationship, but it meant something to her that I had reached out from the beginning. So that's perfect. I'll just hit with that.
Yeah, I think because that is going to give her the space to let her guard down and be honest with you.
Right.
Or she's going to be like, I'm so sorry. I've just been really busy and things are going fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you just know. And I would just, with someone like that, I would be really, really in tune with making sure that I am liking and commenting on their Facebook posts, not to the point of like stalker status where you're not missing a single beat of their life, right, but like really making sure that you're pouring into the relationship, not because she's ordering Plexus from you, but because you have concern for her, right?
Well, she's doing that too. So she's way upped her game on liking everything I see now. She's liking. So it's the same thing. It's like, that was the connection. And I think I just missed that, like continuing to make sure that I was doing that part of it.
Yeah. I think that will really, and sometimes like it can literally take years to bounce back on a relationship where trust has been lost with our business. But mark my words, they always come back. Even the ones that you screw up with, like big time. Like,
I know.
I really messed up with someone. Like really, really, it's really bad. And even that relationship, it's taken 2 whole years, but even that relationship has come full circle. So when you love people, they come back around. Okay. So
thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Julie. We are going to do Nicole Jones, you said you have one. What is yours, Nicole Jones? Are you still here?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm actually just like laying my baby down really quick for bed.
You want me to do someone else?
Yeah, come
Okay.
back to me next.
Okay, Amy's iPhone. Amy's iPhone.
Is that me?
That's you.
Yay! Okay, I had like 5 messages in my head that I wanted help with, but someone actually just messaged me here a few minutes ago. Well, right after you said we were going to do this. And she asked me how much it cost, and I explained a few things. And then I don't know if it's too long to say. It might be not enough time to say there are crickets. But she didn't answer.
Okay, tell me what the message was. What were you back and forth? What'd you say?
Okay, she just sent, how much does it cost to do the Renew You Challenge?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, hey, there are a few different combo packs of health weight loss support products you can order. You can try this as a member or a customer. You get wholesale pricing on products for a year if you sign up as a member. It's $39.95, kind of like a Costco membership. Then you choose your pack and register for the group. Price ranges from $99 to $199. Right now is a great time to get started. There are some great discounts.
I am totally overwhelmed and have no idea what to buy.
Okay, help me then.
Okay, so something that I have found to be really helpful is to give people one track that you're going to put them on and tell them how they're going to drive on it. So
Okay.
You can always adjust this message. I've actually adjusted this message because I wrote this for the variety pack. And so I've adjusted it to this just for the challenge. And it says, if someone says, what does it cost? I send a picture of all 4 packs, right? So I'm achieving the same thing that you were trying to achieve, but I send a picture of all 4 packs.
Okay.
I only give ambassador pricing because that's the best deal for them. And I want them to go silver so that they stay on their products for as long as possible. Right? So I want to set them up for success from the beginning. So I send the picture of the 4 new ambassador packs. If I'm talking to a current ambassador, then I would adjust this message. But let's just assume this is for a new ambassador. I would send the picture and I say, I would recommend you start with the Renew You Welcome Pack. And then in parentheses, the top 2. It comes with triplex. And then I put the 3 products in the video you watched because I always make sure they watch the triplex video, but you can take that part out if you don't. 30 shakes, 30 days of active, clean energy, and Metaburn Mood Metabolism Booster. This is a total savings of 47% with 2 free products. The first month for that pack is normally $350, but right now it's on sale for $208 plus shipping and tax. After the first month, it's $145 plus shipping. Plus tax, shipping is free for the basic 4 products: Pink Drink, Probiotic, Magnesium Cleanser, and Ease Anti-Inflammatory. And then I let them respond. And most of the time they'll say, okay, that sounds great. Or they'll say, I'm not sure, that's a lot of money. I need to talk to my husband or think it over. Or they won't respond at all. And if they don't respond at all, I typically say, what did you think of that pricing?
Okay.
Just to get them to respond back. You can also tack on that question at the end of just this thing, but I want you to think of someone being in your car with you. You're driving in your car with them, and there's someone on the corner and your window is down, and you can slow down when you make the turn, but you have one chance to tell them, and you can't stop. You have to make the turn because you have one chance to tell them what you need to tell them without stopping, right? And so it needs to be really clear and precise and give good direction. Because if we give people 4 different ways to order, we think we're being really thorough. But what I found is that when I was very first starting out and I was giving people ambassador pricing, customer pricing, and 3 different packs they could order, they were shutting down they were like, wow, I'm really going to have to think about this. Like, this is a lot to think about. So, I mean, she's probably thinking that. She's probably thinking that's a lot to think about. Now I have to really think about it for like a month, what I'm going to order, because that's a lot to decide. Right? And we don't want that. We want to say, this is what you should buy. This is what you need for your health issues. Here is the price. Here is the value. Here is what it will be next month. Are you ready? Right?
Perfect.
Because that's all we have time for. And you will have such better success. Oh, yay, Julie! Julie said unghosted. She responded to her message. Yay. You will have so much better success because what you're doing is you're being a leader. You're giving people, Kimberly's responded to. Woohoo, guys, we're doing great. You're being a leader who is showing people where to go and what to do so they don't get lost. Right? So the more effective you are at being a leader in your messaging, the more success you're going to have in your enrollments. And then you always know where you are as well. So, okay. I hope that works for you. You can copy and paste it out of the chat there. Do you see it in there?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Nicole, are you ready again?
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay.
Got her cute hat on. You've officially branded yourself as the beanie girl on the team.
Really? Oh my
100%.
gosh. Okay.
Yeah. Like people are messaging me like, who's that beanie girl? I'm like, oh, that's Nicole.
Yeah, this is called I really didn't want to like do my bedhead hair in the back, and so I just threw a beanie on.
Well, now it's your brand.
Oh, well, thanks. Okay, so I feel like I run up against like price objections a lot. And I think sometimes in the back of my head, it's hard for me to work through that when I understand not being able to afford something. Because when I started, I was like, I'm like scraping together pennies to afford this, right? So like,
me too.
Sometimes that's hard for me to like overcome that. So I have this girl.
What was your paycheck last month?
It was like a little bit shy of $3,000.
Okay. So you couldn't afford, you were scraping pennies together to buy your products.
Yeah.
And now you make $3,000 a month.
Right. So this is where I get gung ho and I'm like, well, let's get your products paid for. And I scare people off.
Okay.
I feel like I'm saying it really good, but I probably am not because I scare people away.
No.
So like I have this girl.
First of all, you're going to stop saying that you scare people away. That needs to be gone. Because you're scaring people away because you're telling yourself that that's what you do.
Yeah.
Right? If you walk into a room and you're like, oh, I scare people away, you are going to posture yourself differently. You're going to put out a different energy. And like, that's super sad because you're amazing. And you've never once scared me away.
Well, you want me.
So
right?
They want you, and they want to make more money, and they want to be skinny, and they want to feel better. You literally have everything that every single one of your friends wants and needs. You just have to figure out how to get them to see that.
Right. Well, how do I get them to see that?
Okay.
When they say, I haven't made a lot of money lately, like I'm not, like I haven't had like a steady job. She's like a single mom. And she's like, I really want to try the products, like maybe after the holidays and when my business gets going, because she's doing some like crystal business, which I'm just like, what? I mean, like I like crystals, like they're really pretty, but like
she's probably invested a lot of money into that.
Right. Like I'm like, you could do so much better doing this. And I think she would be really successful at the business. But I don't know, like, because I feel like I've scared people off in the past, I really like don't know how to overcome that price objection. Especially since like I know she needs the products, but I know she's a single mom.
So the first story that comes to mind is Abby Kappa's story. I love Abby Kappa's story because she was a single mom that was scraping together pennies. And so when somebody comes to me with a price objection about the business, I approach it with the same posture as when someone tells me that they have Lyme's and they have to have surgery when they're pregnant and they really can't afford Plexus though. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, you have to hear my friend Nicole's story because she didn't have to have surgery and her gallbladder issues went away and she didn't have to have surgery when she was pregnant. You need this. Like, you need to order this right now. Right? Because I care so deeply about them because I know that if they order the products, that it's going to be worth it. And then if they say, well, I can't afford it, I'll be like, you literally can't not afford it because the only other option is you having surgery while you're pregnant. This is an extreme situation, right, you guys? I'm doing it extreme.
This is my situation. This is my story.
He's relating to it because I'm doing this on purpose because I'm trying to have an analogy here for her. But you would never let a pregnant woman with Lyme's who was about to have surgery, you would find a way to help her get her products. And you would be like, listen, the surgery cost would have cost me this amount of money. Like, we couldn't afford that either. So I had to do this because we couldn't afford that. We had to be able to afford this. So I literally scraped my pennies together to try the products and they worked. And now I just made $3,000 last month. Like, it literally blows my mind. You know what I'm saying? Literally blows my mind because I had to scrape together pennies to do that. So, and then I would say, I have this amazing story of my friend Abby. Just call her your friend, even if you don't know her. And it's a 3-minute video where you get to hear her describe her story. If I send it, will you watch it?
You're talking about the Diamond documentary?
No, well, you could, but I would send her the 3-minute opportunity number 2 video.
Oh.
You can find it in the team page #videos. And it's opportunity number 2. Click on it and then copy and paste it from the actual YouTube link and send it to them. And it's going to be this process of like sometimes a few weeks, sometimes a few days, sometimes a year, but you just keep revisiting it like you're revisiting the products. And the more comfortable you get talking to people about the business, it's exciting when someone tells you that their objections about the business. It excites them. Like, it'll excite you because you're like, I know how to handle this. I've already had these questions. I'm comfortable here. You're uncomfortable in it right now because you think you're scared of it, but you're not. You're just a mom who hasn't had her first baby yet, so you're scared of childbirth because you don't know what's going to happen, right? So just push the baby out. Tell yourself you're really good at this. You made $3,000 last month and you had to scrape together pennies to join a year ago. And you have an amazing story to share people with that because now you don't have to scrape together pennies. You made $3,000. You're a walking testimonial of why someone needs to scrape together pennies to try the products. Right? Right. Okay. We have to go because we have another call right now. But I love you guys. I hope this was beneficial. We'll keep practicing this. Jess tells you that you changed her life, Nicole. So you're going to change more lives because you're going to help a ton of women make life-changing money when you start owning your amazing story, right? Okay. Bye, guys.